Hello everybody and welcome to another Magical Moon video. We are going to try and condense the next, what could be 24 hours of talking into about 4 minutes maximum if we can. But just to say, Petra and Nanny are okay. As you know, Petra is very sick. It is very touch and go with her, but we've got a long list here. We're going to try and work our way through it, and we're going to try and answer some of your comments as well. So
Yeah,
over to you.
And in the meantime, we have had a lot of rain, and that's why we were organising that temporary accommodation for Petra, and we're looking at doing something for Nanny, which is an exciting development. But all the other legends are fine; they've been out and about. But as I say, we've had quite a lot of rain, so we've just had to we've just been juggling things around, and it's been very intensive. Jenny's been really with Petra since we last spoke to you, so it has been full on. But of course it's worth it, and of course the rewards are coming very slowly, but it is still touch and go. So as Jenny said, we've written a list and we'll try and work through it. We might miss a few things, but we can always catch up, and Jenny's going to show you a little bit that she's going to pin, we'll do a little screenshot where you can go onto the community. So if there is a bit of a lull in the communications, or if we're not putting videos out, it's not because we don't want to, it's that we are with the kids back at school and with two very poorly horses and everything else that's going on. We are just kind of struggling to keep all those plates spinning, but it's our priority, so we need to keep those horses well. But Jenny will just show you how to get on the community, and what that means is she can do little updates which just keep you posted as to what's going on, so you know we're still there. And obviously if you're concerned, which we've had so many beautiful comments of support and concern about the horses, so you can get to us through that avenue. So we'll get on with our we've got a Petra and Nanny update. So
but first of all, before Petra and Nanny, all the other legends are absolutely fine, apart from Eplan, who's decided to pop another abscess. He's got this thing that if we have a little bit of a moment, last time with little Liv, we lost her, he's like, want to be centre of attention, so he's got a small abscess as well. So starting on that, lots of people have said to us, how do horses get abscesses? Why do they get abscesses? Eplan's the perfect example of a very well cared for horse that wants for nothing, yet he will still get an abscess. He is just prone to them. But there are lots of reasons why horses get abscesses, and Petra's case is pure neglect. Her abscesses are just from neglect and probably living in filthy conditions. We can't prove that, but at a guess, I'm going to say that is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have asked about the condition. As Jenny said, we could go on for 24 hours. Malnutrition and bad management. So they're the two major contributory factors to why she's as she is. However, it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. We need to focus on that. So we're looking now forward to what we can do to help her. But that's a really key point. There's lots of different reasons why they get them. It can be little bits of dirt that get in. There's tiny little cracks or imperfections in the sole, or they can go into the bulb of their heel, and then that kind of works its way around and then gets sealed again and then goes into the hoof as an abscess. So there's lots of different reasons, but Petra, the reason her feet are so bad is because they're so compromised in many ways. The actual structure of the nail, or the hoof that should be all nice and shiny, there's cracks, there's holes, there's deformities. So it's very easy for all that grime and stuff to get in and make a home, and then seal itself over and become an abscess. So that's what we're up against at the moment. But Jenny, as I said, has been doing a very intensive job of poulticing.
I have been doing an intensive job, and I'm not going to lie, there were a couple of moments where the first time ever with a horse I've actually gagged. It was really quite disgusting. But you'll see in today's video, she's learnt to do something quite incredible. And when she first did it, I thought, what on earth is she doing? And then I realised, and I tell you what horses are amazing. They don't need voices. She knows I'm trying to help her, and bless her heart, she's really helping me.
When you see it, it is really, it's incredible.
I was in tears. I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
She's been, as we said, it is very attentive. That's the other problem. So people have mentioned about her hips. Is there something wrong with her back end? Well, in essence, no. What's wrong is that she's having to hold her whole weight and that lovely, beautiful big head, trying to take the weight off her front feet. So our biggest challenge is she is our biggest challenge in every sense of the word.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. Just quickly, a lot of people have asked. I don't think people quite get the size of Petra. Petra isn't our usual rescue. We rescue, show jumpers and the sort of the finer type of horse. Petra is a draft horse, and she's not that tall, but she is incredibly wide. And her body score, so they should score at 5. Her body score is 1.5, so that's really, really incredibly low. A very, very sick horse. And the problem we're at now is she has to put weight on, but the more weight she's putting on, the more weight she's putting on her feet. So it's a real catch-22, but she's a big, big girl. She weighs more now than any of the legends we have on the yard. That's how big she is.
She's as good as double, really, but she's beautiful. But the thing with, so going back to the hips, until she becomes a quadruped again, so she stands on all 4 feet, then we'll see her symmetry. We'll be able to tell what other ailments, if any, she's got. But at the moment, it's more than likely she's just, as everyone's body does, as you know, from any ailment, you compensate all the time. So they get very, very referred pains. They get those awkwardnesses from trying to compensate, and all she's doing is trying to alleviate that pain. And on that note, we've upped the pain relief, and she's on a slightly different drug, or a different drug. It's a stronger drug, and she's going on it for a short time to really ramp it up and get to that point. Because the good news is, on Tuesday next week, we have the vet coming and the farrier. Bless her, Clemence, our farrier, came out last time to have a look and just do an initial assessment. She said, oh, it's fine, I'll stay as long as it takes. And she was quite happy to hang out with her and just see what she could do. And she said, oh, I can come back and I can give you the whole of Tuesday morning. And I've just spoke to the vet and they've confirmed for Tuesday. So it's going to be a big day. What that means is we can sedate her. We can even put her to sleep comfortably. She'll already be in that position, laying down. So it's not going to be traumatic, and it's safer to be able to get her up in the field. So it is a bit of another challenge, but
logistically it's quite daunting.
Yeah.
But and like you say, we'll get her in the field, because she'll be very unsteady when she gets up, especially if she'd had work done on her feet. So it's all.
But we can really, I think that's the key. We can really do it once and do it properly, because all the, it's brilliant that Jenny's bringing out those abscesses and treating the feet, and she's having all that. And as we said, you're going to see quite an incredible moment. But we need to structurally do stuff. And on that note as well,
we are trying to keep this short. We know we've got a lot of new followers as well, so you will be wondering what on earth's going on.
Yeah, the trainers, the new sneakers she's got, she wears them periodically, but at the moment she's not, because she's in that lovely dry stable with all those shavings.
And also she's blowing abscesses all of the time, so it's very hard once you've got the trainer on to then get the trainer off to then deal with the abscess. So at the moment, because she's in the dry, I'm keeping those off and just doing the feet. But with the a few people said, the person that got the trainers, it wasn't a person, it was all
everyone.
of you. All of you did that. I laid in bed watching her on the CCTV and thought, what can we do? I know. And I looked for these cloud trainers or shoes and found these clouds, and I thought, perfect. And out of the money and everyone that you've all donated, everything you've done, I was able to purchase them and have them sent here for the next day. So she definitely had a moment of peace with her feet until another abscess went bang. So,
but when she's had her little nails trimmed, or her hooves trimmed, I think she's going to be like a new penny, because she can put those boots on. She won't have any of those snaggy bits. We're going to be able to have a really good look, and we'll hopefully be able to capture some really good images, just to give you an idea. But for all the people, all the love, the kindness, the generosity, the support, it's overwhelming. It's so heartwarming, and it has been very, very, I'd say, very stressful, because we're very concerned about her, and it is a stressful situation, because as you guys, we only want the very best for her.
And I think also, as you guys know, we have to be realistic. Her life does hang in the balance. We are out there doing everything we can for her, and if after the farrier and everything that's done, if she's still not showing signs of being better, we can't, it's not fair on her. So we have to make decisions, but we're hoping that in a positive way, that the farrier's happy, the vet's happy, she's responding well to the medication, the abscesses are coming out all of the time. So we just keep thinking this is going to be a good end. And I don't want to think about the other one.
No, and that's again, as we've always been
reality,
positive, and yes, we are realistic, but obviously, as you know, and everyone feels that concern and that genuine stress. It's that because you so want her to be better, and she is in every other sense of a way, clinically, her heart rate, her temperature, her eating, her movements, everything is perfect, spot on. She's so well, and she's got that beautiful, that lovely look in her eye. And as Jenny said yesterday, you could, before you can see her smiling and relaxing. So it's good news with her. We'll wrap it up with that. But what we do have to obviously say is about Nanny, who is fantastic. She's beautiful, like chalk and cheese in respect of body size and problems. She did come with problems, but her eye's improving. We've been treating her eye. Her little abscess she had on her foot, Jenny treated that for a few days, and that subsided, and she's level.
She now trots across the field. She even tried cantering yesterday to get her feed. She gets really, she's vocal, isn't she?
You can hear her
Just
from the
stop
feed room,
talking.
which is the other side of the house.
She's so excited. The only downside with Nanny is Nanny will not leave Petra. That's been proven. So now...
I think on that point, and that's leading on to the next time you see us, we're going to provide extra accommodation. But what we're going to do is repurpose something that's been on the Moon homestead for a very long time. It is a little bit of an eyesore, but at the time it made it good for the kids and it was good for the family. But we're going to show you that and how we're going to repurpose it, and we're going to make a lean-to off the existing workshop or the new stable that Petra's got for Nanny. It's going to be fantastic because it's going to give her that cover, but it gives her the ability to come in, get out of the elements, but also to have the freedom to walk, which hopefully one day soon Petra will enjoy. But in the meantime, she'll be able to get out of the weather, but be close to her. Because we were just talking about, we were saying we do have the option of that little stable where little Liv was, where we have the hay in between the Stas and what is Cantho's stable. We could put her in there, but we're thinking she might get stressy because she's going to be away from.
She doesn't leave Petra for more than 10 minutes.
They're like peas and carrots. So we're going to keep them together, but what we need to do is get a shelter or an extension up, and we're going to do it but using every single scrap of what we've got here, and it's going to be a really good job. I think it's going to be very, very in keeping with everything else. So I hope you enjoy the next instalment. But in the meantime, yes, Nanny's doing fine, and it's all good.
And I've had lots of emails, and I've had lots of messages, and we've had lots of comments on the pregnancy results. Now these are something that we are all on our toes over. They've had their bloods back, and it would appear that Petra, thank goodness, is not pregnant. That said, we have got to have her scanned to know for sure. Nanny's blood tests have come back, and currently it looks like she could be pregnant. But again, we're not sure. I think there's in the bloods there's something something a bit unusual going on, which they don't normally see. So we're not sure whether that is
age related, or it could be that there's some other imbalance. Now there's one particular, it could be a time in her life she is getting to the change, and I don't know if that's a contributory factor to these blood results, but there are 3 parts to them. The first 2 are not pregnant. The last one is inconclusive. So what we need to do is we need to wait 2 weeks, which will only be another week, and then we can have her scanned. But I think then obviously that will give us a definitive. But it's looking like that it's not going to happen. And as Jenny said, on Petra's side, that's very, very good news because of obviously the weight and all the other complications, and the general fatigue of being pregnant. And for Nanny, we're hopeful. She's beautiful. She's a very mothering type, and she is lovely.
And horses older than Nanny have had foals, so if she is in foal, being looked after and having us caring for her and having everything she could ever possibly need and more, I'm almost convinced she'd be okay. But there is this discrepancy. We don't know, and the only way to know is to have her scanned. So as soon as we have the results of that, obviously you guys will know.
We'll let you know.
We will. So I think we've just about covered it all.
I think so. On that note, we're going to go out. Jenny's got to go back and do. We've got a few little camera shots because Jenny now has a way of keeping eyes on Petra, which is fantastic. But what it means is we just need to keep on it. And Jenny's been doing I don't know, more than half a dozen times a day, changing the poultice and caring for her, and with Nanny by her side. It's been fantastic. It is a real emotional journey, but having you guys sharing it, and as I say, for all that love, support, all that magic from around the world coming our way, makes a very stressful situation a lot more palatable. So thank you all so much, and we'll keep you posted.
There is one more thing. Amazon wishlist.
There you go.
Amazon wishlist. Lots of people again messaging and emailing, and I'm really sorry I can't email and message you all back. Honestly, I just have not got the time. But we have created an Amazon wishlist, and we have already been receiving gifts from lovely people from all over the world for the horses. And we also received a very, very special little turkey, didn't we?
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
Oh, you don't know what you did to this family with this little turkey. I'll show you. I'll take a little video so you guys can see a handmade turkey to take place of Roger, and it was very, very special. But the Amazon wish list, I'm going to add a link into the description and in the comments so you can all see. And just thank you in advance because it's incredible, really.
And it is a French. It's Amazon.
Yeah,
it's
this is really
Amazon FR, but in English.
And you have to just press translate. They never used to do that. I think they realised, they were like, oh, these moons, they need it in translate. So they've they've done it. So you guys can go on the French website and then just press translate, and then you can carry on. So there's no problem.
No,
Whereas before, that wasn't it.
It wasn't an issue,
option.
but we'll keep that updated, and we'll try and keep on top of it all. As we say, trying to keep all those plates spinning is tricky, but the most important thing is we're doing the very best for the horses that we can, and that's taking up quite a lot of our energy at the moment. But it's lovely to have you on board, and thank you again. I know I've got to say it before we go, but every single person that's watched, subscribed, liked, donated on whatever level, even now we sit down and we talk about it lots, and just just blown away by it all, and to be asked, how can I go on the wish list? How can I want to buy something for the horses is again, so heartwarming and moving. But long may it continue. Thank you so much, and keep spreading the word.
We'll see you very soon. Bye.
That was short.
Right, so I've got the computer open here, as you can see, and if you look along the top here, it says something called community. So click on community, and you'll find down here is all the updates that I've been putting out about the lovely horses and just in general before we took on Petra and Nanny. So if you want to know, you can follow the community on your mobile phone or on an iPad. You'll probably just see home videos and shorts written across the top, and if you swipe along, it will bring up community.
Brilliant.